Hi, Chris Kelly again. In my earlier video, my first video that I posted about picking up this 2021 RT Limited, one of the complaints I said I had was the leg position. I'm 6'2", and although these floorboards are nice and long, and I am able to position my feet a little bit different position, I found I kept wanting to be up here. And for a long drive, I did a 200-mile ride from actually I guess it was closer to 400 miles from Virginia, and I just found a lot of times it was just uncomfortable in my legs. I think the seats are very comfortable, but at 6'2", you really have to have the highway peg. So I went ahead and bought the highway pegs from Lamonster. They came in quite quickly. Don't include any instructions, but there was a YouTube video that I believe it's the owner of Lamonster showed. The product looks good. I have to be honest and say I think it's overpriced, but that's capitalism. If you can make something that people need, you can get the price. But these were $268, something like that. And so I need them. Again, there's probably a lot of margin in it, but God bless them for that. So I'm going to go through a install of these, and I just think, again, if you're over 6 foot tall, I think you're going to want to have some kind of a highway peg. So according to his video, you pull off the pad. It requires a 3/4 inch drive, a 3/4 inch wrench perhaps, a 3/8 inch Allen for one of the sets, but otherwise it's quite simple. According to his directions, you're going to install the pegs. There's 2 holes in here already. You're going to install these pegs there. They are some slotting, so you can bring them in and out a bit. There are spacers. The taller spacer goes towards the back. The smaller spacer goes towards the front. And they have a little bit of canting to them, a little slant to them. You want that slant forward. So again, the taller ones, it's a lot harder to discern the slant, but if you look, you can see it. So I got all my things in a magnetic piece here. The screws that come with it require a washer. So you're basically going to put the spacer on. You're going to run your bolt. I think it's a spacer first. Spacer, then the peg, then the washer, then the nut. So I'll just get that in position with my hands. Then you're going to do the front one. And you're going to need a washer. I already got the nut. Put the spacer in place. Put the bracket in place. Washer. And there we go. You've got to be able to get that. One thing I should have mentioned, you also need a 3/16 Allen head, because these bolts that go in do have Allen heads on the top there. So we got that in position. By the way, I put the bike up on some stands just to make it a little bit up off the ground. This is the same thing I'll do for oil changes. I'll actually put a ramp on the back wheel as well, just to raise it up a little bit. So I'm going to get a little bit on the ground here so I can kind of look at these things, make sure they're positioned right. And get them in here a little bit better. Remember to check your position of your piece, because you want it to be squared up. I'm not going to tighten them all fully yet until I make sure everything's positioned right. say, I'm not going to tighten all the way because I'm going to bring this all the way out, which it is, and then I'll tighten it down. Okay, so that's in. It's out. This piece goes in it next, which is, I believe, is these ones right here. There's no washer on that one. The washer is really just on that main bracket. I'm going to obviously put this on the top portion. These are 3/4 inch. I know I'm going to want my back farther, so I'm going to start there. And again, if you don't, I'm going to tighten it up so I can get on it and things like that, but quite frankly, you could keep it just snug so you can still move it with your foot, and then tighten it down when you're all ready. So put that in there. I'm pretty confident I'm probably right where I want to be. Put that down pretty good. Yeah. And then there's your center line, and the way they've done it is it's threaded in this part, so you're just going to put this through there, put it in, get it. It's a I think it was a 3/8, I think. I'll put on the video, you'll see I'm putting all the tools you need for it on here. And I'm going to judge those up. I think that's going to be good for me. I'm going to get up on the bike and just kind of double check before I do anything else. Yeah, I think that might be good for me. So that's basically what you do. I'm going to go ahead and play with some of the adjustments, put the other side, then I'll come back on and just let you see it completely done. Okay, I've got both sides on now. I just wanted to show you at the end there's these little caps that you put on just to cover the top piece. It uses a 1/8 inch hex, and you just basically set those onto a flat side and tighten that set screw. Overall, it's a nice, I've got them set where I wanted. I sat on it just to see how I like the feel of it. These go, the pads go on quite easily. He shows him spraying some stuff to put it on. I just put them in, and then you can reach to the bottom and you can grab the little tabs and pull it through. The only one that you can't do that with is where the bracket is, because the bracket actually blocks it, so that's a little bit more difficult. But it was not difficult ultimately to get it all on. So now I've got them positioned where I want. It's much more comfortable for me. Again, 6'2", my legs, I'm able to put them up, and I don't, I'm 65 years old, and so I'm not as flexible as I used to be, so having my legs down here all the time just isn't that comfortable. Now I think it's going to be a nice comfortable ride and things like that. So I like them. I wish they had done a little bit more to dress up the bottom part where they have these nylon nuts there. I don't really care for the looks of that, but I think it's going to make my ride a lot more comfortable. I'm going to provide a list of all the tools that you need right after this. I mentioned some of them, but then as I was going, I found I was missing some. So I'll have a list that follows that just shows all the tools that are needed. But 20-minute job maybe, and pretty easy.